My fingers don't work.
Hey, well, that's because you've been playing at being a bard for like 6 hours straight. So there you are. You're at the door. I believe it is door 231. 231 in the dorms of the College of Illusions with the key. Like I said, it's slightly ajar. And there's actually, now that you notice, there's a little bit of a. No, there's no imprint because you didn't attack it with you attacked it with crowbar. I thought if you attacked it with the thing, it'd leave a little bit of an imprint on the door. But here you are at the door you've been seeking for some time, over a month, nearly 2, I guess.
Okay. It's one of those. So did you say the door is slightly ajar?
Not ajar. It's like the door is stone. And it's like pushed in just slightly, like half an inch, from you guys knocking into it.
Okay, so it's not like it's actually like open. You still need the key to.
Yeah, it's still unopenable.
Okay, cool. All right, then in that case, it's one of those things where I know he's excited, but so I imagine you rush to the door, Dean, and feel free to describe that. But I'm going to like put my hand on yours and be like, maybe somebody else should unlock the door because of what happened last time.
I can put up some protections, like really quick.
I don't know if that would protect us from a kaboom.
Actually, I do have one that would.
Oh.
I mean, not the person to open the door, but the rest of us.
Then maybe still.
The door if you want.
I don't mind, Melody. I think that
this is my door. This is my mum's door. This is my kaboom. And I'll put the key in the hole of the key.
Okay, don't question any
and
further.
Open the door. All right.
I'm gonna take a step back.
There is no kaboom. The door opens. It's very stiff, and Gilwin is not the strongest. Takes a significant effort.
Hey, Heaven's like pushing over his shoulder, but he can't see.
It takes a significant push to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And inside is a small, you haven't seen inside one of these rooms, a small little dorm room. There's a slight stone desk, there's a slight stone where a bed should be, but there's no bed. The only thing that you immediately see is there is a, what do you call them, like a neck mannequin for standing a necklace, and there's a necklace on it. And the necklace is going to immediately you see this beautiful gold and opal necklace. There's one large opal that is cut. Not usually, opals are usually cut in a very smooth way. It's actually got quite sharp edges, like it's been molded. And then has a small band of gold, and then is a detailed necklace. And that's what it sits there. It's the only thing you see.
On the desk.
On the desk, but not like you see it immediately when you come in. It's like on the side of a desk, not like it was designed to look framing. It looks like where you would leave something like that if this was where you were living. Wow.
Excuse me.
You are not
Dusty in here.
excused. Yeah, there's actually there is a lot of dust. I did not mention the dust. Oh, the dust. But it's not that bad because it's been in a locked state, so it's not actually that dusty.
Do I still have the key, or have I just left it in the hole, or what happens to it?
Up to you. It doesn't disappear with magic or anything.
I'll probably just force open the door and walk in, forgetting the key exists, actually.
Can we lock it when we go again and take the key?
I'll slowly walk towards the necklace and begin to like scoop my hands around the back of it to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone else in the room with me?
No, only one other person can really fit in this room with you.
Wow.
I am casting a spell though outside.
Are you casting as a ritual?
Yes.
Melody would definitely follow in.
I mean, I'd watch from the doorway.
Okay. I mean, I'm concerned about assassins, so I will stay outside and guard Amelia while watching the area.
Gilwin, if I could, after I finish preparing the spell, I'd like to check for any illusion magic in there.
Yeah.
Might not be what they seem initially.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. My eyes are darting back and forth at all the the gems and the gold and stuff as it's in my hand. I guess this is the treasure. And then I'll look at the desk to see if there's any papers or like...
There is... It looks like it's been mostly cleaned out. There's the occasional paper. They're sort of like... they've been printed to have music, whatever's on, but there's no actual notes or anything. They're like blank. There's nothing of any consequence. There's like a couple of like... There's like a quill and like an empty ink pot and stuff. The things that have been left here are things that do not matter, more or less, aside from that necklace.
Wow. So this is Mum's. I think. She could have stole it. Cool. I'll turn around and show Melody. Just like hold it out like that.
Melody just looks at it like, touched it with one finger. It seems maybe a touch unimpressed, to be completely honest.
They think it's beautiful.
Pretty, yes, but seems something this isn't what Melody was imagining.
Why?
If your mother left something for you, would have more meaning. Maybe something you would know of. This something could be found anywhere.
But this is my mum's, Melody. Doesn't matter if it was a stone. It's my mum's.
Yes, if Gil says so, that's fine. Just unexpected is all.
Now I have two things to remember her by, and I'll put it on.
Yeah, it actually with the outfit you're wearing, because you're wearing this Bastilian noble wear, which you get to keep. It's gonna be a bit sweaty.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're gonna need to really clean it, but it actually does not look. I mean, it is a big. It is almost to people who actually care about this sort of fashion of things. It is almost too big of a stone to be wearing, you know. But with the outfit, it actually doesn't look entirely out of place.
I'll just like tap it like lovingly, and have another quick look around the room and like. I guess under the bed if I can. And stuff like
as
that.
you're, well, the bed would be sort of a stone and a metal frame actually, so you can sort of lift it up. And Amelia, at this point, you finish your detect magic ritual. Obviously, the door is warded and stuff in a brilliant way. And actually, interestingly enough, all the doors are warded, but the ward on this door is there is another ward, and almost in your detect magic senses. You are very good at seeing abjurations. You're very good at seeing abjuration magic. You're very good at seeing wards. This one to you almost resembles a massive flower on the door. And it's still there. When you go through, you do notice an illusion in the room. While Gilwin is sort of lifting the bed slightly and sort of scooping under it, he sort of moves some dust aside, and you see the glowing shape of an illusion in a square under the bed, like there's a safe hidden down there.
On the bed or under the bed?
Under. So he's actually lifting the bed up now, but there's nothing on the bed, just the frame. So
I guess it's just a necklace in here.
Gilwin, could you move the bed more like to the side? Like out of the way.
Melody, can you help me please? It's a bit heavy.
Yep. And with that, again, Gilwin doesn't see anything, but you can quite clearly get at a not large. I mean, you've seen personal safes before. It seems like that sort of thing. Do you go up and sort of dispel it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up, and I don't have dispel magic,
But it's an illusion, so you just sort of like.
So I can kind of like poke at it. And
You put your hand in it.
Yeah.
And then you see her hand going through the stone, and then a lot of you kind of see through the illusion, and it dissipates to literally a small safe, but is inset in the ground. It appears locked at a glance. It's got like a sort of a combination lock sort of deal. Yeah.
Is it small enough to like pick up?
Yeah, it would be quite hard to scoop it out, but it is not. It is small enough. It is like a sort of actually, but like a 6-inch cube, nearly perfectly, with a little bit off of the little legs and the combination lock itself. It would be really hard to scoop
I'll
up.
just move out of the way.
Yeah, because it's a perfect sort of fit, but I don't know. Does Melody have control water or something like that? You know, you could push it up, or you could like pull it up in a way if you wanted to take it. Maybe Vale could do it with Steve's tools.
No. I wasn't sure like if the combination at the top of it or if it was
It's on the combination is visible, so it's like it's there. So like you could it's a ground safe, but it's not a ground safe. It's a small safe put in the ground.
So I would just move out of the way.
And that's what I see. Just a
Locked combination safe door. Yeah.
Like a numeric combination, or
Like one of the ones you twist and it has all the numbers and you have to put in a nice combination.
So I guess I'll try the obvious ones like Mum's birthday and Dad's birthday. And
Try your birthday.
None of
birthday.
those click it, unfortunately. I mean, first of all, the thing is
I'll
old
kinda, like,
and almost a little
gesture
rusty
to
and
Vale.
takes a bit of time to work, but none of them, you don't even hear many like clicks or anything from the inside. You gesture to Vale, the rogue.
To go in and.
So when I see like you gesture that, like Vale's kind of looking at it, and I put like 2 and 2 together because I'm a bit daft. So probably even after Vale starts touching it, I'd be like, Gil, my parents died like a long time ago, and if I found something for me from them, I don't think I'd want some person ripping open the lock.
I agree
think I might
completely.
wanna
I want to know what the combination of this is.
kind of like just shut up and nod.
Can I, like, I'm jamming my fingers in trying to scoop this thing out.
Give me a sleight of hand check. It's one of those things where it's like, it's possible, but you've got to sort of like wedge it and then pull it in like a very awkward way. It's very possible to do. It's just like a hassle. Yeah, you pull the safe out. It's almost one of those things, once you have it, it doesn't rattle, but there's clearly something in there. You can hear there's something moving about in there, but it's not like a metallic thing because it's a metal safe. It's probably lead, right? And there's something. If metal would be very noisy, unless it's softly lined on the inside, which is also possible. But you pick up the safe. Like I said, it's a 6-inch cube, perfectly carryable. You could even shove it in someone's bag. It's pretty heavy, but
I'll hold on to it.
Again, one of those, I'd be more than happy to carry it for him, but would not press the issue at all. Just kind of like hold out a hand, but wouldn't press the issue.
So the separate ward on the door, Ollie, has that been opened and triggered or no?
it appears to be one that has no doesn't break once and just trigger. It has been triggered recently, but it isn't the sort of thing, you know, most wards go once and they're gone. This is stronger than that, older than that.
I'll just I guess just sit on the bed and rest my chin on the box, thinking of combinations.
Did you look everywhere else?
I looked everywhere I would hide something. You got anything in mind?
Well, while I wouldn't want him to open that because it's so personal, I'm sure he knows how to find things that have been ferreted away. And I just kind of like toss a smile over off at Vale.
Perhaps the necklace is a clue?
Okay. I'll look on the back of the necklace where the gems would be laid into.
There are, like most fine jewelry, there are actually very small, I don't remember what they're called.
It's a jeweler's stamp?
Jeweler's stamps and jeweler's marks, which more or less, to someone who actually knows how to read them, none of you do, is like where it's made, who it's made by, the material quality, all those sort of things, in very small. It's like it doesn't ruin the beauty of the thing, but they're there and you can see that you're aware enough.
I'm sure Vale has a loop. Like, hold on, let me check the quality of this.
Does it say when it was made?
Well, it's not in a it's not it's codes. It's a code you don't understand. If you took this to a jeweler, most jewelers will read them for free or a small price.
In like real life, 925 means sterling silver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like,
that sort of
actual
thing.
codes.
There's a whole code system of like symbols and things that
It's
is
the same thing for like quality of steel and stuff like that. Like there's a whole.
exactly. It's totally a thing.
Not that I can see. Let me just try my birthday again. Nothing.
Nope.
Why don't... I mean, can I see there are marks on it? And he's like, not that I can see.
You can see those marks on it with your elvish eyes, yeah, for sure. You might have a little bit of blurred vision right now.
Oh, Sally was good at this stuff.
Salny would have probably been able to read it.
Yeah. Maybe you can open it.
Maybe.
Visit a jeweler. See what these little lines mean.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's a bit late though, isn't it?
Perhaps...
You actually hear birdsong outside.
Perhaps considering all that has happened. Well, now Ollie says that. What time is it? Would I?
It's
estimate?
dawn. Like sun up.
Maybe we take
And
a
it's
nap.
winter.
Maybe we take a nap and have some breakfast.
I might suggest if Amelia would be so kind as to extend the safety of the Abjuration College, considering what has happened tonight.
Is my room big enough for everyone?
Your room is bigger than these rooms. It would be tight. And it would be against the rules.
Overnight is against the rules. It's dawn.
Ah!
Never mind then.
Allow that tomfoolery.
Oh,
That is exactly what a student would say.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
hold
exactly. Yeah, you totally can. It wouldn't be comfortable, but you could sleep safely.
Yeah. I mean, also, Amelia doesn't know this, but you can just cast rope trick, and we have more space.
That's true.
That's, yeah, I have rope trick, yeah. Do you have rope trick?
No, I got rid of it.
Oh. Rope trick.
So you plan to go back? Anything else you want to do in this room before you leave?
No, I would mention like the wards on this are impressive and old,
Well, in that
and
case,
actually quite beautiful. It's in the shape of a flower.
classic Abjuration wisdom.
When did just
They care about
before
these things.
Beautiful ward.
It is beautiful. Like, no, his mother had an eye for beauty.
before we go, are there any like gaps behind like the dresser or anything?
I mean,
Any-
there are. You're not gonna find. You don't find anything other than dust and stray paper. Actually,
Give me just a roll investigation.
give me a little investigation. Yeah, if you want to be like, okay, you're starting to leave, but you have a little bit of a poke
because
around.
what I was thinking.
And more meant Melody, who might do a bit better at that.
Yeah, I was
or Van.
also thinking if there are small gaps and there seems like there might be something behind them, I would actually turn into a mouse and go into like behind
Absolutely. Yeah, you could like squeeze into the gaps behind, because like again, most of the things are like heavy metal stuff, and even you're strong. You just but like you don't want to. There's not enough of room to move it, but you could totally turn into a mouse and squeeze behind and find those little spaces back there.
Yeah. So
Melody
investigation.
heads through a small mouse hole. All you hear is.
Oh, that was so close.
Now,
to good.
actually, you do find something stashed in a little tiny hidden compartment behind the dresser. It's not even a dresser; it's a chest. It's a chest that's joined to the ground. So you have to sort of like really pull it. Not joined to the ground, but it has like an inset place where it sits. There's a little tiny compartment with a very tightly folded up piece of parchment. So that, like, you could like grab it in your mouth and be like,
Yeah, and pull it out, and, like emerge from.
It's one of the
behind.
things where it's like it's a very tightly thing like this, and who takes that from Mouse D?
Mouse
I wouldn't have noticed personally. In fact, when Amelia says the beautiful ward, I would have asked her to please draw it if she could.
Yeah, I imagine that would totally be something you would do. You would draw it. It is a very detailed flower.
Actually, I think I can do one better. I think prestidigitation lets me make small items, right?
Yeah, you could make a little tiny temporary.
Yeah, I can make a little, like, small version of it.
Yeah, it's a very
Of the image.
detailed flower where all the symbols of magic are inside the flower. But even then, the magic is very, very delicate and very old.
So as those two are distracted, no one's paying attention to me, I would just run up Vale's leg and up onto his shoulder with a piece of paper in my mouth.
Oh shit! Oh, right. Oh.
You open it up. Do you open it up? It opens up actually to like an A3 sized.
He's like having a little peek, and then he's like,
Yeah, you open it up one, and you're like, it's
Mile
blue.
11.
It's still blue. It is a sea chart to the what would you call it? You would call it the East Sea. Not the most detailed sea chart. Actually, Vale doesn't know this sort of area. This is quite a cheap sea chart. It's not very accurate, but it's old and has actually seen quite a bit of wear, and actually has seen water damage, and it has areas where like it's got damage, and whatever's there has been replaced by like another layer of like ink.
and give Melody a little tickle under the chin, or Mousedy, and be like, "Well done, Melody." And then I'm gonna be like, "Look what Melody found. It's a sea chart." Just in case anyone don't know.
Yeah, it's a blue piece of paper with like seas on it and like ships and things. Like, it's a sea chart.
Do they have B charts or A charts here too?
Hey. That's deleted from a VOD.
Do you know where this is from, Vale? Do you know where this is from?
Down there.
No, like where it's depicting.
Oh, right. Looks to be somewhere on the eastern side of Jarviskjir.
It's basically sort of like the Goldport. It's not directly the way you guys see it on the map. It is sort of, if you took the Goldport coast and turned it to be so it would fit nicely on the side of a map, and it's sort of like that side stretching out, and actually does have Tran on it as well. There's one of the things that is on there, but is more recent, maybe not the original printing, is a route, a common sea route.
That I'd noticed that then, being from Goldport. I'd be like, oh, that's
You'd be able to figure out his Goldport. Also, it says Goldport on it in common.
Right, gotcha.
But you are high, right? So
She went there after studying here, yes?
I guess.
I mean, eventually she would have to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to say it, but I don't really know much about what my mum did.
Well, why don't we sleep on it?
On the chat?
No. No.
Amelia's getting severely fed up. Where's it from? Oh, over there. Why don't we sleep on it?
Everyone's been up. For what?
yeah, you've been up for a long time. You all need to sleep.
We're all getting a bit shirty.
Does it? So where does the map have coordinates on it,
Yeah.
or a compass bearing or equivalent? Can I suggest
more or less, you know, of most map makers who make maps of Jarviskjir. Actually, no, Jarviskjir has been already studied to be a globe. The elves figured out a long time ago, and probably people before it. There is a more or less standard bearing system that most people use.
Can I suggest we try in the safe the bearing we would take, and both, if there are coordinates, such a thing, the beginning and ending chords.
Yeah, you could try that. That's one of the things where, you know, doing all the bearings and things, that would take a good bit of trial and error. It might be something you want to try when you're in a safer place.
Yeah.
Because there's like, you know, a lot of places.
Yeah.
Also, your Moon Elf companion that was assassinated earlier, or attempted to be assassinated earlier, is probably, you know,
Shit. I
in danger.
forgot. Ah,
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just a little confused because this is a landlocked city. So where would this chart bring us?
Oh yeah, where does it start from? That's a good point.
It sort of starts from you guys seeing on a map. It sort of starts from like this sort of area where there's actually some docks on that map that aren't on your global maps because it's clearly
Again?
so sort of like the mountain range on the east side of the world.
Okay.
There are some docks there. That's the very top. Clear, it's like, okay, that's a point of vague enough interest, and then going all the way down to sort of Abbey-mouth sort of region. Doesn't go towards the breach.
There's a route marked on it, yeah?
Yeah.
Where does that route begin, I mean?
Oh, that route? That actually would be... oh, that's a good question. It is from... yeah, it would be from that dock to here. To Tron. So that new dock that you see sort of in the Drakenbrow area of... Actually, funnily enough, on the map it says the Royal Port of Drakenbrow on it. Of course, Drakenbrow, you all know, is a dead city. Got sieged a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Haven doesn't know that.
Nope, not in the least bit.
Well, I suggest Amelia is right. Get some sleep.
Okay.
All right. So
On the chat.
No, just at Amelia's place. Yes.
Okay.
how do you close up the room? How do you leave it?
I would suggest to Gil that we close it and lock it with the key and take the key.
Yeah, I'll do that. Kind of not really thinking about what I'm doing.
Mhm.
My focus is on this safe.
Yeah.
Oh no, Erin's turned into a penny.
And you head back to the College of Abjuration. Like I said, it's a fairly long walk where you sort of sober up and then get tired. It's a long... Even this is... Gil would actually be sobering up on the walk back to the College of Abjuration, which, as I described last time, Gil, I don't think you were there, is actually mostly underwater.
So I only had that one drink the entire night of alcohol. Otherwise, I would have just had like water or whatever. So if Gil's like obviously slumping, though I know he's a bit determined, but then kind of hit a wall. So I imagine he's also kind of hit a wall. So I would actually like offer like a shoulder or whatever to help him if he's slouching. But he might be fine. He might not be that bad.
No, I'm definitely slouching.
Okay, there you go. Offer a shoulder or something for him to go.
Mouse D falls asleep on Vale's shoulder. And then, if this takes longer than a couple of hours...
Yeah, at some point, she turns back into Melody and there's a hilarious situation. No, you
noise.
get off.
Ah, my shoulder.
You're a big woman.
But you make it back to the College of Abjuration. And you go to the dorms underwater, going down to one of the spirals that come off the center sort of inverted tower, and head to the dorms where you can go to Amelia's room, where you can tell that, Amelia's room isn't one of the low... You can sort of see down stairwells, like the lower you go, the worse they are. Like, Amelia's actually got a fairly nice room here. Like, it opens up to it's a one-room sort of studio.
Nice.
But it is, probably around 10 feet by 10 feet, which is actually, like, good in a big city. Especially for a student. You get some shut-eye. Like I said, it's not incredibly comfortable for all of you, but there's actually more than enough room for you all to sleep the more and more I think about it. I mean, you just, like, put some more stuff on the desk and move things around a little bit and then...
Put my bed rail down.
Drop off. Aside from Vale, who doesn't sleep.
What's funny is I'm not even joking. I was just to say, I think Haven might try to stay awake at least for a couple hours just to give them time to... Oh, never mind.
I do have a million wards in this room, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, let's go to Amelia. We can sleep safely there. I mean, we know what she's like with a random camp that she's going to spend one night at. Somewhere she lives.
Oh, exactly. So you sleep. You actually can completely have your long rest again, nice and safely. It's not the most comfortable sleep in the world, but you just went for a long time without sleeping, and one of you was very drunk, and one of you was high. So you needed it. Dean?
Yes, Ollie.
You have 2 levels of exhaustion waking up in the next morning.
Yep.
Which means your speed is halved, and you have a disadvantage on all ability checks.
That's all you, Melody.
Obviously, elves don't sleep. So after my 4 hours of trancing, can I get up and start working out all the bearings on that map?
Yeah. Give me a. Do you have proficiency in navigation?
Mm-hmm.
Now you know the way I do it. With there are actually several sailing skills. Do you want your skill to be navigation?
Yeah, I mean I've got navigator's tools. So
Cool.
proficiency with, so, yeah.
Because I it's one of the things in the Jarviskjir Player's Guide when I actually write it as a proper PDF. It's like, hey, if whenever it says that, here there are like 5 sailing skills that are only exist for sailing. So give me a navigator's tools roll.
Oh baby.
You've not used it for a while. You've not done this for several years. Also, this is an old map. You aren't sure how old it is because it's not dated, but you know it's the other side of the world and it's old and you haven't done it for a while. You're gonna need time. Bear in mind this is only 4 hours, which isn't that long to an elf. I mean, probably spent an hour of that just trying to get comfy. You're gonna need more time. So you'll wake up. Some of you worse for wear, some of you better. What is the plan?
Well, we need to go check on out of game. We need to go check on what's her name, whatever. So, it's
Definitely dead.
Well, we don't know that. Where would she be staying exactly?
She's a diplomat.
Good question.
So looks at Amelia.
A diplomat to which part of the city? They're all individually governed.
What? So,
You realize this is what maybe would have been a good thing to ask yesterday.
You know, one of the best ways to keep somebody safe is to keep them company in their bedchambers. Fail.
maybe you should start staying with Gilwin in all his bedchambers.
We're close enough.
Well, she was at a ball of the College of Illusion. One might suggest that she is a diplomat to that area of the city.
Yeah, the College of Illusion is on the sort of northeastern corner of the city. I don't have a map for you of all the segments of the city and their princes, and it moves quite often. But that is, there's definitely
We can certainly go out.
there. Go to some, that area of the city has a lot of high dining, high quality taverns, where a fancy pantsy diplomat who seems to just only wear a dress made out of quicksilver would hand out.
Are there any reputable areas that a rich or famed or respected diplomat might stay?
Give me a history roll, Amelia.
Yeah. I was gonna joke and say most likely a graveyard, but I'm not gonna do that.
Ah!
What I was thinking of?
Hey, welcome to the School of Necromancy.
Oh.
Oh. There is sort of two things. There is one of the spires has a roof that has a garden and then houses all around the garden. And that, by garden, it puts the one you had outside the College of Illusion to shame. It's actually a park. like a proper city park, like very large. And a lot of those rooms are basically let to rich travelers. Though I can't find that actually off the top of my head what that's called. And there's also a hotel in that part of the city that you're going to, that the College of Illusions in, called the Golden Point. That would be, hey, if you're a traveler coming in from that corner of the city, which she was, that would be the earliest, fanciest place to get to. If money were no object, that would be where you would stay.
Money's an object.
Well, I guess we
I
should
can't even
start.
tell if that was in character or not.
Perfect.
All right.
I guess we should start at one of these two then, which would be closer to us.
Which one is closer to the College of Illusion?
The Golden Point is vastly close to the College of Illusion. The park with the terraces is quite high up and also a little further west.
So
But that
I
would be so.
recommend going close to the college.
Yeah, at your figuring, if someone was going to stay longer, they would stay there. But if it's just like they're staying for a week or so, they'd stay at the Golden Point.
She did say she was hoping to leave, I think. I suspect that's
But
probably...
fair enough, what does that mean? A month? A year?
She seemed to be a little bit older than me. A couple 100 years, maybe. 300. 400.
I just shake my head and start gathering my stuff. Head out.
Yep. I'm
How's
happy to go.
Gilwin? Oh, he's safe.
Groggy, just, I guess, playing with the dial. Just trying everything I can think of.
Gil,
Yeah?
do you remember what I said to you last night?
Nope.
Well, you were performing and you were doing really well and everyone was liking it, but then you started getting tired and Melody did some magic on you and you carried on for a while, and then you started getting really tired, and I was drunk and I did something stupid, which last night you said you have done stupid things while drunk all the time.
Okay.
May have slipped you a little bit of the bartender called it Abel.
You drugged me.
When you put it like that, it sounds really bad.
But you drugged me.
I drugged you, yes. I'm sorry.
I'll stand up. I have this because you drugged me, so that's fine.
Oh my god, I thought you were about to really scream at me. Oh,
I'm too tired to speak,
oh.
let alone scream.
Well, I'm sorry, Gil. Would you prefer I told you next time? Offered you? I think I regret it. I would have... Next time I will be like, would you like this? But you know, I didn't want to see you not play.
I trust that everything you do is for the best, at least when it comes to me.
Oh, thanks, Gil. Did I tell you I killed someone last night? As
Okay, well, I'll sit back
and
then.
at that, he joyfully goes off and finds his cloak wrapped up and unfurls it and gets out the armor with 2 blades.
Yeah, there's there's multiple.
And blood.
There's 2 stabs in the back of the armor, and then there's the glove of the armor has just this big tear and burn mark on the hand. It has gone through not much of a battle, but a battle.
As I sit back down, I'll be like, so I guess you forgot what I asked of you.
I did it to save someone's life.
Whose life?
Ilrune, the moon elf I was talking to. He had her in manacles down there. And I listened long enough to be sure that it wasn't just some,
Nope.
sexual thing.
Okay.
And then I ran in and I stabbed him and I saved her. You know, I was a real hero. But I noticed when I stabbed him with the Comet Blade, there was some sort of, you know, it wasn't standard armor. And I thought maybe Amelia could have a look since she knows something about magic.
Sure.
Where is...
I'm going to ask something odd. Please don't take it out of context. Do you have those manacles on you still?
You did not pick those up. They were
I
big.
didn't have anywhere to keep them on me, I'm afraid, without it being extremely obvious.
She claimed it dampened her magic. I wanted to see if that was true.
I want it.
They might still be down there.
Aberration specialist.
That would give you a good indication of whether or not the College of Illusion was involved, I suppose. Well, I suspect he was waiting for an accomplice anyway, so...
That's actually brilliant. I'm good at navigating through those places. So, and I'm sure you got a keen memory. So why don't we go down and I will help you find those, and she'll check on the armor up here. I imagine there's no safer place for Gil than in Amelia's bedroom, huh?
Bell's like, wait, is this Let's go check it out.
I look at him for a second. 2 and 2 does not get put together, and then we leave.
Phil,
Hmm?
don't kill anybody, please.
What if they are a would-be assassin?
Gil, if it makes you feel any better, if he does, he'll make sure he brags about it excessively.
Oh, that's
You
fine.
Haven
question
gets it
people are
now.
dead.
Come on, I saved her, guys. Cut me some slack.
Well, yeah, but you didn't brag about the saving. You bragged about the murder.
Yeah,
Shouldn't you
okay,
be
maybe
checking to see if this woman is still alive?
She's
That
definitely
too.
dead.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why don't we wait here until the armor is she's had a look at the armor, have some breakfast, then go find out whether Ilrun is alive, and the manacles can take the back seat because they're not a living person.
I could go look for those
kind
myself.
Wanted the manacles to see if she was telling the truth or not, to be honest.
I can look for those myself if I need to, and maybe you can start asking around about her with Melody then.
Well, I did get to know her a little bit better.
So there you go. I'll go find the manacles. You give me a description of how to get there, and I'll find my way. You and Melody see if you can find out whether or not she's still alive and where she is. And why am I coming up with plans? I'm really dumb.
No, this is wisdom.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where he's like, "Whoa, that was a good idea."
Be careful, okay, Haven?
Yeah, thinking hurt.
Ugh. So you head off. He can easily describe you the place where it was because you've
We've
been
been.
there. Amelia, I assume you cast Identify on armor. Do you have Identify?
I don't have an FI.
Oh, rip.
I detect magic and I can just, Arcana check it.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me that contact with Detect Magic ritual.
So I can tell it's the school of magic.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I'm not good at magical items. We have somebody in the party who does that. and I
Yeah,
made this
you don't
party.
anymore. Rip. What kind of wizard doesn't have Identify as a ritual?
I love that.
One that doesn't
One
have the
who-
ability to buy a scroll.
One who worked with another wizard who had identified.
That seems
Was he
very...
really a wizard though? I was
Basically.
sort of like
Close
one of those guys who comes around, says he's a doctor, and then like sews up a hole and leaves. Done.
But did it work?
This is
Listen, I'll take your armor back. I'll come back and get that armor right off. I'll peel it right off of your back, young man.
PTSD.
So
I mean, if you
the
get me started.
I
So-
can tell for sure it's magic.
the leather armor is definitely magical. Seems to be protection magic on it. Not uncommon affair. Protective armor or armor that has been warded to have a sort of protective field over it. I mean, is as common as cloaks that have that are protected to be stronger, and rings that give a sort of protective field.
So, easy abjuration magic.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
Yeah, just an extra layer of protection.
extra layer of protection.
Gilwin wearing.
Gilwin's wearing regular leather, I believe. This is studded leather. If it's not actually studded, it's just high quality leather. And has this enchantableness.
Gilwin, perhaps if we got it cleaned up, you'd like a stronger set of armor? I mean, Haven pointed out last night, you tend to run into things like ropers to save your friends, and a stronger set of armor might just save your life.
And also, this armor looks very assassin-y. If you were to describe assassin armor, it looks assassin.
Gilwin's gonna be like, doesn't fit my aesthetic.
Yeah, it fits Vale's aesthetic. Because an assassin carrying as many weapons as Vale does doesn't look like an assassin anymore, but like a ranger. Gilwin wearing them looks like an assassin.
If we can somehow make appropriate adjustments, I'll consider it, as long as you promise not to brag about the story every time you look at me.
We could always do swapsies.
I don't quite know what you mean.
My Yeti armor. It smells like me now.
You'd give me that?
Of course. He looks genuinely perplexed.
And actually, you two are remarkably similar in
quite tall.
in size and weight and shape. It would take minor like stuff you can do to fit these clothing fine.
I mean, if you don't like the style of this armor,
No, I love it. It's a beautiful grey. It's a grey.
he does a little bit of showing off. You know, I mean, I don't want to see you get murdered, so a good set of armor is important. I mean, leather's all well and good, but I mean,
It's just
he
that
points at-
Sid made that for you.
Well, yes, but I think Sid would probably be happier thinking it saved your life than mine.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay. I will trade you this armor I don't really care about for the armor that you care about. Or maybe you don't care about it.
Gil, I care about you.
Oh, so nice.
I feel like this is kind of like an alternative version of wearing the flesh of my enemies.
And then Vale takes off his armor, did his little dance, and gives Gil the armor. So, Gil, you trade for the Yeti fur armor. I believe it's studded leather, but has the advantage on cold resistance exhaustion checks.
Studded armor and gives you advantage on checks against extreme cold.
Yeah.
Of all forms.
Okay.
And now this armor veil, when you put it on, is to put all the lies and ruse around. It is +1 studded leather. But again, it's not actually studded. For this, it is just very high quality. There are metal bands in the plates that would give it more protection and stuff. But a lot of it is in the enchantment that sort of flows over it when it is hit by a magical weapon. And in appearance-wise, it is black with sort of slight brownish accents and things. It's designed not to look to hide better in dark, but also not look entirely suspicious. But at this point, just people trying to not look suspicious again, because it looks assassin-y. But like I said, you with all your clothing, you don't look like an assassin anymore. You look like an adventurer, which is good because you are.
Deleting the Yeti fur saved me. My AC my AC was previously calculating itself as like 27. Deleted the Yeti fur, and now I'm on the correct AC.
That Yeti fur is really good.
Really good Yeti fur.
Really good. Like really good.
Why Yetis are really hard to kill. So, and with these two getting naked and trading clothes, Valby, how
That's the question.
we end
Very open in the studio, by the way.
tonight. In the studio. No, of course they just did it in Amelia's room.
Amelia's just like,
Imagine if a steward came by and knocked on the door.
oh god, yeah.
Just an orgy. Probably
Guys
not
getting
that
grabbed.
unusual.
Just performing experiments on 2 gargantuan pink worms. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, one of them's a golden worm.
Purple.
Golden worm.
So, we'll return next week with someone definitely being murdered.
Fame of
not
the
really a
golden worm.
Fame of the golden worm. So, That was a nice little session, nice little ball. The mystery continues. Ha 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 ha. And why don't we wrap it up with the circle of shame, starting with Aaron. Aaron,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm Aaron. I'm here on Wednesdays, and I play in Scott's game earlier, and I play in Scott's game on Fridays. That's me.
Erin also has an uncanny amount of D&D knowledge.
Yeah, Aaron,
Stored away
on the
there.
Discord, don't ask me or Scott. Actually, legitimately
Scott-
ask Erin.
Yeah,
She will give you a
totally.
correct answer without bullshit. Scott might give you a correct answer, but there'll be like 2 answers before that are wrong.
He'll answer
And
it
then
with-
like,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
is
whoa,
why
whoa.
I don't like this, and I don't.
I answered the question about coup de grace correctly. It's a critical hit. That is correct.
That's good,
He'll
good.
also- he'll
That's
also
not
tell
how you work on the Discord, though, mate.
It is. It is.
He'll also tell you
Everything's
random
correct.
facts about the 31st President of the United States for no reason.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Speaking of President of the United States, our future president, Neil, how we be?
I'd be good. My name is Neil. You can find me on
And I like
Twitter
tequila.
and Discord at Naghai. On Twitter it's Naghai_ because someone took it. I am a player in this and Ollie's off-stream Monday game. I have played a lot of Jarviskjir, which is why you see me saying things sometimes being like, Quicksilver!
Yeah, like him figuring
Yeah,
out.
there
the
were quite a few
Quicksilver
moments in the
runes.
stream today where I was grinning at
Or,
things.
or the earrings are something that's quite...
Yeah, the earrings.
There's a lot
Oh
of
God, the earrings.
I
It's,
know.
it's described by some people as a living world, and the first time I heard someone say that, I was like, "That's a stupid saying," but now I quite like it. Of the world is
Yeah.
alive, and what other people do in the world affects things and stuff.
Recently, I've watched a couple of streams, and you guys have been really great with dropping bits and supporting both these guys. So thank you very much for that. I would say it really helps them, and they're less grumpy with me then.
Yeah, genuine. Speaking of support, he's like a bra to my heart, Dean Cuddy. I feel like I've already used this introduction on you before.
Yes, you have,
I
yeah.
definitely have. Oh well, I'm not original.
I think I also said that was a B cup. I'm probably an A cup now. I've lost weight.
Hey, good on you, chum.
Friday, we have a new... I'm so tired. Holy shit.
You've been performing for 6 hours.
Friday, we
That's
have a
what she
new
said.
Judge Mathis. The last Legacy of Kain we've been doing at the marathon. So Legacy of Kain Defiance is going up on Friday. I think it's a pretty big video. Just got the audio, so I'm going to be editing all night on that.
All night long.
More able.
And as always, Dean Cutty anyway. If you want to see me tweet or message about Infinity War or Infinity War
Or God of War.
God of War
God of Infinity War.
Or Monster Hunter.
or Monster Hunter or everybody's golf.
We should play. I haven't
God
got
of the
that yet,
Infinity
but I
Monster
absolutely
Hunting
want
War.
to play, stream some golf with you or something.
Yeah, we should.
I like playing golf. Well,
Me too.
Digital golf though,
Not in person.
not
God,
not
requires
IRL golf. That's scary. Mini golf, I'm okay with the concept.
A lot less walking.
I don't mind the walking. It's just that I ain't got good eyes. Speaking of bad eyes, Ian.
Completely true.
Yeah.
I am Ian. I am currently half asleep and having trouble coming up with something interesting to say. As of earlier today, I am now Weeb Empress.
I was gonna
Yeah, I knew that was coming up again.
Discords. So if you want to hear random shit that you probably won't understand about Japanese games and anime, follow me on Twitter. I've got an extra E in the name on there because some bastard has Arvine. Other than that, I'm second to Neil in Jarviskjir playtime. I think I've got more characters.
You got more characters because a lot of
Yeah.
yours die or retire.
Yeah, so I've got more characters. So you can also ask me if Neil's too annoying for you to ask anything about Jarviskjir. I'll be slightly less annoying, but I might not give you as good an answer. Or an answer full stop. But, well, whatever. Ask me anyway. Yeah, that's about it.
Speaking of not so good an answer, Scott, what are you doing later on tonight? Scott, what are you doing later on tonight?
Well, Ollie, that depends on what you're inviting me for.
Scott, what are you doing later on tonight?
So now I'll answer.
Does it take 3 knocks?
Yeah. All right. So, anyways,
Say his name into the mirror 3.
Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
No. So, 9 p.m. EST, going live, Twitch.tv/Lost Initiative show, where we are generating 2 of the 4 characters that are going to be part of the alternative Wednesday night show. So we don't usually have the whole cast. We do the opposing cast. That does a fun little. It's same world, same universe, same timeline. Affects the game. You'll figure it out. Just tune in.
Yeah, we used to do the same thing here, but then I got bored of it.
Oh yeah, we did do the same thing.
We did it for a bit, and I liked that group of people, but I just preferred doing the main campaign. I prefer that to having it slow down, but you know, the Star Wars is like a bigger show, so it's worth taking the time.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just a matter of with that thing, it was great, but then it happened like a little often, and so it was like, oh, let's just fucking force the story. Anyways.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I think if it's like, if we had like, for reasons, if you guys gave me a schedule, it's like, oh, for like a couple of weeks, we're not gonna have the full crew. Maybe we'll do it again.
Or if we consistently did that once a week, so we could play those characters with more like vigor. But I mean, I always like the little side characters we played, and Dean, we got to see him play an orc. That was fun.
For a very brief time, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice because he steps out of his little twinkled shoes and into some boots.
Little twink shoes?
Well, I said twinsel.
I know, but I chose to hear what I wanted to hear.
You can choose to hear what you want to hear, but I said twinsel. But anyways,
you can also catch him at twitch.tv/Delric. If you didn't say that, you might have said that. I wasn't actually listening.
Just Google the name.
And I'm Ollie. If you Google my name, stuff.
You will get the basic skateboarding move.
Yeah.
Just don't Google Tantus. That's all.
Nah. I'm here. I do this show, and this VOD will be uploaded soon. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I know you're out there. And also, there's all the other stuff I do. If you don't check out the other stuff, it is more of the same. If you like this show for the banter we have between doing stuff, you'd like our chill streams. I am also on a bunch of Scott's other shows and other projects, and I also do a bunch of illustrations. So if you want to know a little bit more about Jarviskjir, I am constantly painting scenes that happened, which is cool. So you should check that all out. And we should be back next week. Any of you not going to be here next week?
Her. She won't be here next week.
I can guarantee she'll be here next week.
Well, with Tune singing the song of their people, I think we bid you good night. Good day, good evening, and good night.
Hi, Rory.